I'll give you a brief background. If we remember, the cylinder head was, we thought it wasn't too bad. So after I got it skimmed, professionally skimmed by the guys there at the machine shop, one of them innocently said to me, "Are you going to keep those valves and valve seats in?" And I said, "Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them." And he did show me. So these are the old ones, because I did get them replaced. He did show me that there was excessive wear. I don't know if you can see it or hear it, but there's excessive wear in the guides, in the valve guides. The valves were worn out. Even though I had cleaned them, I had a bit of a half attempt at, lapping them again. He said I'm basically wasting my time. He goes, "I've gone to all this effort," and he said, basically, go buy some new valves, some new guides, and I'll put them in for you. So he's done it all for me, and I'm really, really happy. I don't know if you can get in there and have a look. I don't want to pull them out, but we've got new guides. There is zero play on them. We've got new seats ground in. So he's cleaned it. Well, I cleaned it anyway, but he cleaned it even better than what I did. So today we're going to put the springs back. We're going to put new oil seals on them. And we're going to try and actually put it back on the motor. And by the end of the day, we should have the motor pretty much complete, bar a couple of ancillary things. We're waiting for a new alternator, waiting for a distributor, and I think I'm going to repaint the fan and all that. But anyway, so there you go. So just watch for that. Excessive play. I mean, that's terrible. So in the end, we've got basically a redone cylinder head. Rightio guys, when you get your seal kit from the suppliers, you will get the rubbers, the actual oil seals. You get 8 of them. The inlet have got a steel ring around them, so you've got to make sure they go there. It's always a good idea to separate them. Steel ring, and then the bigger ones, they don't have a spring on them. So you can't forget to put these on before you set your springs in, otherwise it'll be a nightmare. When you do these cylinder heads, I've believed you can never have too much oil everywhere. Smear everything with oil. When in doubt, smear it with oil. Right, done. Now we can start putting the springs on. Now this can be a bit difficult for a one-man job, and also they've been sitting around for a while, so they're a bit dirty. I'm just going to go through, clean all these up, set them up where they go, and then we'll come back and start compressing them. These parts washers aren't a bad investment if you plan on doing these cars or any car up. They're pretty cheap these days, and just saves a lot of ice cream containers and crap around. And the stuff they sell for them is just amazing. It's I don't know what's in it, but it's pretty good stuff. It really cleans up everything well. Just give it a blow with a compressor, the air lance. So we've got all the valves cleaned up. They're all in order the way they came out of the head. Now we're going to start putting the valve springs back. Only got one more cylinder to do. Get yourself a spring compressor. They can only go one way, which is good too, so you can't put them upside down, they don't work, which is handy. So they're pretty foolproof that way. Just put the spring like that. Then you hook that over there. Clamp this down. Hit the valve. I do it this way rather than clamping it through. I just find it, even though it's a bit slower, it's a bit safer. Compress it down. Get your collet retainers or your retainers or whatever you want to call them. Slip them in. Where they go. Of course, I've oiled the shit out of everything here. That goes there. Then loosen them up. Bang. That's all there is to it. And I get a really small hammer. And that just makes sure the collet's seated in. Bang. Done. Tap, tap. And all the springs and all the stuff's back. When you've got two types of cylinder head for these cars, you've got the copper ones and you've got the composite ones. Now, there's whole theses and books written about thicknesses of head gaskets and taking measurements and, you know, compression ratio of gaskets and all that stuff. But I believe that probably in our application, I'm going to go the composite. I mean, worst case scenario, you have to change a head gasket. It's not a massive deal if it fails, but I doubt it'll fail. And one thing I like to make when I put cylinder head gaskets and cylinder heads on is like these little, I suppose you'd call them a shaft. You just screw them in, then you can put your cylinder head on, or your gasket on, and you can actually align your cylinder head up perfectly. That way you don't get, you know, the cylinder head gasket touching and you don't have to muck around. It's all perfect. So all I did was I just cut the end off with a grinder. Then I have the luxury of a lathe. All I do is set it up. I'll just face this up real quick. And that's it, you're done. Doesn't have to be the best thing going around. Now I'll show you what else. I'll show you how these work. Again, we're giving it one last wipe. Looks like it goes that way. Bang, that's better. Let's have a look. Yep. Now we'll get the actual cylinder head. Again, cylinder head spotless. Bit of solvent on it. Again, this is the last time. So we just got to make sure. So now, I put a smear of oil on that. Not much, because they do say dry. As you can see, it's freshly replaced, new valves, new valve seats. You know, it's basically a new cylinder head. If you remember what it looked like, there may be a picture in the corner of what it used to look like, but she was a bit scungy, a bit bad. So anyway, we're going to put this on the motor right now. So we've put it on. Bang, there's our things. They can stay, you get them out by hand. Start them all by hand. Take that out, it served its purpose. Save that for the next time we do an engine. I'm just nipping these up Not even, just as soon as there's resistance, I'm stopping. I'm not putting any pressure on at all. Just to hurry it up, really. I don't want to use big force when you're doing this. I'm not tightening it. I can't stress that enough. As soon as it touches, I'm stopping. You could undo them by hand. I will say one thing about this Land Rover engine as well. Well, I think it's all of them. I think I'm not tempting fate at this point in the operation. The actual threads in the block are absolutely such good quality. I mean, not even to lose one thread, or all the bolts came out, all the bolts go in. It's really incredible. I mean, some of the cars I've worked on in the past, every second bolt breaks off in the block and you're spending an age just trying to fix it up. Okay, getting close now, guys. Again, I'll tighten these down a bit. Really important that you snug them up so they're nice and square, and they should all go down by hand. You don't want to ever thread them. They should never be hard to put on. The motor, for all intents and purposes, is now zipped back up and put back together. I didn't bother taking video of me putting the inlet and exhaust manifolds on. I mean, that's not exciting. I did buy some nice fancy brass nuts just to make it look a bit better. We're waiting for a brand new Weber carby. I bought a brand new one of them. That's coming soon. Obviously, there are plugs here where the heater goes, but I'll get them sorted. The next video we'll probably do the tappets. We'll do that. I won't do them today. A bit can't be stuffed, to be honest. Put the plugs in to test the compression. Look good. That's not in permanently. That's just sitting there just to protect it from dust. Put the rail. Put the new thing on. Touched up the paint. That's a bit of a waste of time, but we know that. I do need to get a new fitting for here, for the heater. So if we just remember, that's what we were dealing with when we took the motor. I mean, look at that. Look how far we've come. You know, that was the actual bit that was in here. So all this, the amount of work and cleaning and stuff that's happened is unbelievable. So that's what we're dealing with. This is what we got now. It's all spotless. New thermostat in there. New bolts that all match. Check the compression on it. It's really, really strong. Put the plugs in it again just to you know, stop crap going in there. Did a little thing like put a new oil feed pipe. The old one was a bit scungy, and it's all there. So there you go.